Fellow racing fans, I'm the Ace of Pace, Ray Wallin, here to talk pace for the 2018 Belmont Stakes. Today we'll look at how the pace sets up for the third and final leg of the road to the Triple Crown. Saturday's 11th race from Belmont, the running of the Grade 1 Belmont Stakes for 3-year-olds at 1.5 miles over the main track. Now for a quick look at this field. Justify will try to become the 13th Triple Crown winner here, going off as a heavy favorite at 4-5. Bravazzo is the only other horse to have challenged Justify in both the Derby and Preakness. Derby entrants Hofburg, Noble Indy, Free Drop Billy, and Vino Rosso are back, as well as Preakness challenger Tenfold, who looks to improve in his second shot at Justify. Peter Pan winner Blended Citizen, Baffert's second entry Restoring Hope, and the foreign challenger Gronkowski round out the field. This race presents a number of challenges. All the entrants here are trying this distance for the first and likely last time. These 3-year-olds are still developing and in some cases have not been fully tested on the racetrack. Therefore, we have more possibilities with a lower likelihood of occurrence. However, I have identified 4 probable pace scenarios in this race. In the first scenario, the early pace will be weak and set up for a horse that is sitting off the pace. The second scenario is that, again, the early pace will be weak, but a stalker or closer will benefit. The third scenario is that the early pace is strong and that an early speed or early presser type horse will be the winner. It's unlikely, however, that the horse will win going wire to wire. Lastly, as with every race, the final pace scenario is chaos. Given the amount of speculation we have to make about all these entrants, anything can happen. In my most likely pace scenario, by the first call, Noble Indy, Restoring Hope, and Justify should be vying for the lead. I expect the half-mile time to be faster than the last couple of years as a result of these 3. Bravazzo, Hofburg, Gronkowski, and Tenfold should be sitting a few lengths back off the leaders. Free Drop Billy, Blended Citizen, and Vino Rosso will be bringing up the rear. At the second call, the early speed is starting to falter. Restoring Hope and Noble Indy should be fading, while Justify should stay up front. The remainder of the field should stay about the same at this point, with Vino Rosso starting to draw closer to the rest of the field. By the stretch, Justify will be all out on the lead with pressure from Hofburg, Bravazzo, Gronkowski, and Tenfold. Vino Rosso will be a few lengths off the leaders at this point, with the rest of the field watching from a distance. As they hit the wire, Hofburg will prevail over the tiring Justify with Bravazzo, Tenfold, and Vino Rosso right on his heels. Justify may hang around long enough to rat out your exotics, and Gronkowski will have run flat, but being the best of the rest. In the second pace scenario, the difference would be that the early speed is a little too fast for the pressers to handle, which would set up the race better for a closing run. Vino Rosso will likely be the benefactor of such a condition, with Hofburg, Bravazzo, and Tenfold remaining close. In our third pace scenario, I'd expect Bravazzo to be more aggressive, trying to get close to the lead early if the early pace isn't as fast as expected. Under this scenario, Justify also looks to remain in the picture much later than in the previous 2 scenarios. Those are my thoughts on how the Belmont sets up. Please check out my blog for additional Belmont analysis, as well as my pace-based speed ratings for this race. Thanks for taking the time to watch and listen. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google+, at US Racing, through my blog, or my website, www.theaceofpace.com. As always, remember to check the track conditions and adjust for any scratches or changes before placing your wagers. Good luck.